Hi everybody. This is Gemfire, a map game by Koei for the Nintendo Entertainment System, which we'll be playing today. A game that's near and dear to my heart. Many hours of playthroughs as a small child. And it's one of the few Koei games that doesn't have a ridiculous numerical overload even, that Koei games tend to do. So, booting up the game, you have 4 scenarios you can play, each of their own quirks about them, and different families you can play as. Today we'll be playing the Tarian's War. 1 player with the Torden family. So the basis of the game, you saw in the intro, King Ethelred, he has the power of the dragon and all the gems, each of them having a sorcerer or sorceress. And he has done a very poor job ruling, to the point where his daughter, Princess Robin, has fragmented it throughout the realm. Each of the families have a gem of a wizard or 2, and King Ethelred, as denoted by the purple and green splotches here, has the dragon. We were playing as the Torden family down here. The only female leader you can rule as to start off a scenario. She is without a gem. We will have to earn our wizards. After picking a family to play as, you select an advisor. They're all exactly the same. They give very poor advice for what you should do at a time if you ask. We'll go with the ruler. There's 12 turns in a year. You play 1 turn every month. We're already getting an alliance, but we're not interested in that right now. Okay, so let's go over some mechanics. Starting in the top left, you have the name of the family. That won't change. You have the name, the number of the tile that we're in right now, as well as the name of it, 29 Cambry. And we have, on the left side, you have the amount of money you have, food, and soldiers. The right side, we have the faith of it, loyalty of the people. That matters big in taxes collecting and crop harvesting come September, when it's time for that. Below that you have the cultivation rating and the protection rating. Cultivation, more higher that is, the more food you get come September, and protection, the higher that is, the less chances of bad things happening to your land, and the higher it is, the less bad things affect your place. And here we have 4 generic options. You can press up or down at any point to ask for advice. This is actually not a terrible piece of advice right now, but we'll get to that. So here we have military. You can choose to attack, it's pretty obvious. You can recruit soldiers, so every soldier costs 2 gold. We can move soldiers, or we can hire a 5th unit, and that'll be very important later on. Right now we have orcs and gargoyles available. When hiring a 5th unit, for example, the orcs require $20 up front, and then $20 again every season. So every 3 months, they'll require 20 more gold. You have their pictures, and on the left you have a grid. Blue is where the unit is, and red is where the unit can attack. This unit can attack only right next to them, and they can move 3. Moving on to domestic commands, we can choose to develop our cultivation or protection, 10 gold, or a number that is to increase it by a number that goes by the domestic rating of the lord or lady of the land. We can trade. Average means you sell one food for 1 gold. High means every food is worth 2 gold. Low, every food is worth 2. So you want to sell high, buy low. Right now, we're not interested in that. Giving food in various amounts will increase the loyalty of the land, according to your lord or lady's charm. Transport, you can send or receive money and food from other lands that you own. The diplomacy, you can ask for alliances. Alliances can be broken at any time, and there's no plus or minus to an alliance except that you cannot attack each other while the alliance is still going. The Lancashire family will never offer into alliances. They're trying to overthrow all these rebellions. For negotiate, you can ask someone to surrender completely to you and not have to lift a weapon to beat them up, or you can ask an individual person to defect to your side. When you have a lot of fame, that could be a very fast way of moving along the map. We'll get to fame later. Sabotage. According to your domestic versus their domestic, you can damage either their protection, their soldiers, or I believe their agriculture. You can damage that as well. Plunder, you can steal a percentage of their food and gold. And that's purely based on their domestic. So if they have a low domestic standard rating, you could be more successful in plundering from them. Now, the miscellaneous commands here. View, you can view anywhere for free. Over here in 30 we have Lady Gwen. Up here we have Lord Shavard with this wonderful mug. When you view, you can view all of their lands at once. Let's do that with our own. Neatly displays everything going on here. To the far right, you see whether it is a vassal or the liege, indicated by the swords or the shield. You can view many, which is everyone, your lords and your vassals. Vassals are non-land holding nobles, such as indicated by the helmet on the right. Alex does not have land at the moment. Or you can view one. Let's go ahead and view how Irvin is. For Irvin, 54. As you get older, your characters can age and die. The little sigh is diplomacy, how good they are at home domestics. The heart is charm. The sword is their military fame, and only Gwen has, on the bottom right, that little, it's supposed to be like a medal. That's their fame. Her fame is very low because we only have 2 Robinses and no gems. Alex has on the top right, a little person-to-person black and white arrow. He is an heir to the throne, to the family. So if anything were to happen to Princess Gwen, Alex would then take over. What relation he is not clear, but it is there. I also view if I have any 5th units. I cannot view the 5th units of another land, but I can view everything else. If this was the home province, I could change the lord of another land if I wanted Alex to rule here instead of Irvin. I can entrust, if I had lots and lots of land, I trust that I'm basically delegating that land to the computer. The computer will then take over from here on out until I tell it otherwise. Take over this land for me. Not ideal until you have tons and tons of provinces, as the computer AI is not great. Search, for 5 gold, you can look in another land at their 5th unit. And it'll tell you if they have a 5th unit employed there, A, and B, it runs a small chance of finding an item that will increase your stats. And that is pretty much everything for the game. If you press select, you can bring up save game, load game. Never found the speed to be a problem enough to mess with this, but it's there. Quit simply turns it into a demo mode. You don't have to exit the game. Now at this point we do want to hire those orcs because we have nothing to defend ourselves right now. Gargoyles are much better, but we can't afford that at this moment. Actually we can, let's go ahead and do that. Gargoyles can fly over obstacles, which will be very important when we get to battle. Okay, here in Gwen's land of Bartland, we can hire gargoyles, which can fly, skeletons, which are 2 moving, 100 health, I believe, 5th units. They only attack next to each other. They're terrible. Or gunners, which are very good human mercenaries. They attack, you see, not next to them, only in a box formation around them, 2 away. But until you have very high fame, they won't work for someone. They will just leave, pretty much, right away. But both teams have gargoyles. We are pretty much safe from almost anything except the dragon at this point. We'll go over the various units when war becomes pertinent. Arian already getting captured by the enemy, but released. This scenario titled Tarian's War, I believe this was Tarian's War we chose. Tarian's very aggressive. Now it's important to keep track of who's fighting who, because just as we hired the gargoyles, every other family on this map has at least one free 5th unit in the dragon or the wizards. But here the prices are low, so we're going to want to buy a whole bunch of food, leaving enough for the gargoyles. We want to make sure we have at least 40. We want to give food a whole bunch, increase loyalty to the land. That'll help a lot come September. Now, when doing anything with numbers, some, half, most, I suppose these are quarter, half, 3/4, all, or you can input your own number. So there's a season change. Every time the season changes, there's a chance of plague running through and randomly hitting your lands. Higher protection will help with that. Higher protection will also reduce the amount of damage that does. I usually handle the first year up through the first harvest without worrying about protection. Just roll the dice, see what happens. Okay. We are out of money because these gargoyles took it all. They're not going to take anything just yet, so they're going to take more. So until the prices get high, I'm just going to kind of skim by a little bit. So here we're developing for cultivation. Higher that goes, the more food we get come September. We want to check this whenever we are... Now, we can also look around at everyone else that touches us. Here we have Prince Eric with 220 soldiers, Jabber with 180, and Hubert with 163. Any one of those can give us a big trouble. They decide to go after us. Such as that. Now he has decided to come after us with all. Here we're on the right side, or that's us. On the left side, we just saw Prince Eric. The music in this game is quite good too. He only brought 2 more soldiers than us. We have more food, but our gargoyles are going to eat into that. He's a slightly better fighter than us. We can retreat to the next land, or just give up. We're gonna fight, because we have the gargoyles. Now, I do not believe he has been in battle yet, so this will be using, yes, his specialty 5th unit, which is Skyla, the sorceress. She moves 2 and only attacks in front of her. She is very strong. This is one of the gems, one of the sorceresses. Every time she attacks, she loses a certain percentage of health every time, of her own. If her health falls low, I guess about 30-40 for her, she'll just run away on her own. Now on the map here, you also, on the top left, you have the top corners, we have who's fighting, the amount of food they have with them. Eric has 48, we have 77, and in parentheses, how many days that'll last. Even though they have less food, the wizard folk here, they don't require food for substance. They just wizard up their own food, but they don't require any. They don't consume any. We each have the exact same generic soldiers. We have our horsemen, our cavalry. They move 3 and attack in front of them. We have knight with shield and knight without shield. They're identical. They move 2, they attack in front of them, and they can build fences. The more soldiers they have, the higher chance it'll work. And we have an archer that moves 2 and only attacks 1 space in front of them, like we saw the gunners earlier. Our gargoyles are fantastic. They move 3 and they can fly over obstacles such as trees or rivers. So our war ends here when either side will be wiped out or a flag is taken. Or you run out of food. Now we cannot outlast them. They just decide to sit around. We will most likely lose because the gargoyles eat a lot of food. Don't know if they will come after us, but if they all gather up here, the gargoyles can simply walk around them by being able to fly. We're going to try to meet them as they come out across the bridge and deal with them there. The knights can build a fence. Fences are obstacles that require the enemy to break down to get past them. So if put in the right place, fences can be fantastic. So our flag is now safe, unless they have something that can get over it, which they do not. Press B. This is terrible. Never use auto mode in battle. The AI is not smart when it comes to AI versus AI battles. You can flee if you're going to lose. Finish your turn. Animation on or off. We'll leave it on for now. Speeds things up greatly to turn the animation off. So it's good to see it. At least in the first couple rounds of that combat. Here we can now plug this hole. So here it says frontal assault by the defenders. Attacking a unit head-on will deal the least amount of damage. Attacking it from the side, the flanking assault, will deal more damage, and attacking from the rear will do the most. Now the AI will typically like to leave one person sitting around on the flag. So here we see the flag is there. So as soon as Skyla walks away, we can just swing the gargoyles around, punch them in the head, and take their flag. Now we saw previously that Eric is a better warrior than Irvin, so his soldiers will do more damage to us overall. archers attack for free without fear of reprisal. Now if you pull Skyla back to go walk back and forth chasing the gargoyles, that's fine with me. I think I can plug this hole long enough to make this work. She's not taking the bait, so I will just take their knights from behind. A flanking assault on a weak unit should do very well. Pretty well. Now at the top you see the time of day this is going on. It does not seem to have an effect on anything except letting you know that the day is passing. The left side you see that the amount of food that they have is still the same, but the number of parentheses has gone up. The more soldiers you lose, the more soldiers you can feed. Now, because Irvin's worse at war, it's not worth it fighting the horsemen front head to head. I'd much rather just continue to plug the hole and not let them get anything done. I can get a free attack in, so I may as well. This will clear out the light. I want to call them light infantry. They're also referred to as knights, just without shields. Perhaps the light knights. Here I could gamble a little bit. Yeah, pull him back. See if he wants to... No. No, neither of them got the fence up. That's fine. Because the flag is open, they may decide to all retreat. They won't. Stop the swordsman to go after the archers too. Even better. And all the animations are just pictures of whoever it is. Swinging at the other, so we'll probably keep this on as long as there are new 5th units on the field. Skyla did not get a showing in battle, which is fine with me. We take their base. Get off my lawn. Goodbye. At the end of that is running a chance of me capturing their leader. That would have been a pretty great move had we managed to capture the leader of their family. Sadly, that was not the case. That's why Gargoyle's 40 gold, incredibly good. Here we go again. We have a lot more food. Gargoyles will take that up. That music is the dragon's theme. The dragon moves too, and can attack anywhere within a 2-block radius. So right now, everything in this could be hit by the dragon. It is the most powerful thing in the game. And the flag is under the archer. So I'm going to want to try to get the gargoyle around the dragon. While everyone else hurdles? Maybe send the cavalry out as a distraction. The dragon also will not consume food. They have to come after me because I brought more food, but this dragon could tear apart everything I have very quickly. But because the flag spawned under their archers, they decided to leave their archers behind for this. Hubert is better than Gwen in battle. So the cavalry would be able to do very little from just slowing Hubert down. Thanks to the flight of the gargoyles, this will most likely be possible. And this cavalry deciding to give me the hive? And we work to plug the hole so the dragon takes as long as possible to get through. It could be possible, as the dragon tears through, to just wait them out for food-wise. But those are the gargoyles will have a pretty clear path to the flag. Now, archers are not skirmishers, but they can deal minor amounts of damage during a skirmish. So there's the difference that military power makes. Gwen being as far behind as Hubert, as she is with Hubert, a flanking assault is an even draw for her. Next turn, the dragon could attack my men, which will most likely hurt, if not fully outright destroy a unit in one go. Now the enemy will not always bring the same amount of soldiers as you. You just got unfortunate these first couple of times. One important thing to note we'll show here, that ranged units do not counterattack ranged attacks. For example, shooting the dragon will not cause him to retaliate. Quite resilient. Get off my lawn. Sadly, loyalty goes down during warfare, but prices are now high again, so that's great. You don't spend food except in battle. Let's make sure we have enough to last until September. That was 21 that attacked. Urban is hurting at the moment, so we're gonna have to see if we can make it to 15 more. No thanks. The moment they show weakness, we pounce on them. The moment they show weakness when we're not showing defeat. And so each of those 5th unit dragon sorcerers with the wizards, the special 5th units, they can only be used once every 3 months. So he can't just spam the dragon at you every turn. But if I wanted to go after Ezzelred, I'd wait till after he used the dragon and then go after him. Things are great. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. A few more months till our payout. I hope nobody comes after us. We do not have enough food to last more than a day or two in battle. I've never had a run start with both sides getting attacked immediately. Good stuff. Alright, next month. September is a season change, so the gargoyles get paid. And so will we. Each geographical location of the map has their own disasters that can happen. We're in Floodland. I think it's been 3 months, so that should be a dragon fight. Oh, thank you. And there we go. I always want to do this to some degree. 2-for-1 deals are real good. When prices go high again is when we start recruiting soldiers. The max for the right column is 100. The max for the left column is 999. These events can happen. Increases your various stats. Diplomacy, charm, war, depends on the event. There we go. Let's sell 100 of these and recruit 100 soldiers. Bring us right pretty much back to where we were before everyone started pouncing on us. So that's where it might be the place for us to expand into, with them surely using up the dragon this often. Just strangely staying out of fights. Usually these are quite. He has 2 landlocked provinces that would be fantastic for if we could expand that way and make our way north, but they're just not getting into fights. One thing you could do is you could attack the enemy with only a single soldier. Don't bring your 5th unit; they will use up their gem, and then you can go after them the next month. I feel like that's a bit exploitative, so I'm not going to do that. What I'm interested in doing is seeing what kind of 5th unit is sitting here. Only orcs. Well, not a terrible unit. They're not great. So if I bring 200 men into battle here, that'll leave me with 125 here. With which to defend from 28. 27 should be poised to attack 28 soon. I think. Possibly. The first harvest has happened. Let's boost some protection. And look for a weakness or an opening to strike. If I accept this, then 29 can go after 28. All day long. Until they break the alliance, they come after 29. Not feeling that kind of method at the moment. Now, if I had high fame, I could then try to get Wolfen to join me. Once someone defects once, it's like a hidden stat, like loyalty or whatever you'd want to call it. They don't want to be there. They're just kind of forced to be there at this point. But I don't have the turns to spare right now. Just kind of watching everyone on spectator mode, looking for a weakness to strike. As good things happen. Oh man. That's where Red's making advances, okay. "21 just got rocked with Plague. Oh, here we go again. I think this will be a repeat of the last battle. He hasn't been in battle, so this will be Skyla. Yep. Repeat to the frame. Plug the hole and wait for gargoyles to do their thing. They have to come my way because I have more food. Because we've seen this before, I'm going to turn the animations off on this one. Turning the animations off just has you see the numbers drop on the field. Because Urban's worse at war, I'm not even going to have him swing. Just stand there. This won't go as quick because now that he has gotten that first fence up, he's not going to have his back turned away from the gargoyles. And without the gargoyles, this could be a very tough battle. The AI in this game, it's not fantastic, but it's there. I still find it fun. And get off my lawn. This is why we want to lie you. $130. A shower could then go hit him in the face, which would weaken both of them. Loyalty gets dropped quite a bit during times of war. People are very upset for fighting on their land. Let's give it a shot. Defection. Where is Wolfen sitting around? Oh, look at that face. Oh, okay. So now Aiden has joined my side. If he was in charge of land, that would have been... his land would have come with me. Come with him. Right, I was gonna look at 21 because I just got hit with plague. That could happen randomly. That's why you raise your protection stats so it doesn't hurt as much. But they're totally worth it. They have single-handedly won me all 3 fights. I'll make sure I have enough to feed the gargoyles. And they can just leave. We had food, we had money for them. No, I guess we didn't. Oh, they're back, so let's rehire them. I thought I had enough money for them. Don't actually lose anything from that then. I didn't pay the 40. June, July, August, their next payment will be in September. Which is one we're waiting for anyway. These things happen. This is where you want to use the send receive. I don't have any gold, but I'll take like half your food. Alright, next month we get more food. just go for more food at this point. Okay, looking much better. Everything's looking much better. Fight me now. $241. 236. One way to go at this, I could throw everything I have at them. And then see if I can get it back in time before 28 comes down. It's not a bad way to go about things. Make sure my gargoyles are still here. Not the button I have to press. Gargoyles are still around. Assuming Ezelred has been punching everyone else so much that the dragon is occupied. Let's go. Three days of food. Not the dragon's theme, we're good. They only still have those orcs? Yes. Because they have more food, they're just gonna sit back and wait for me. Now, the gargoyle can fly over everything except for castle walls. Once you have over 100 men, then you have pretty much a guaranteed chance to land a fence. Or breaking a fence. I'll break this. I want Mr. Archer to be able to go up there and shoot that knight right in the back. Sadly, the gargoyle does not have a special advantage this time for flying. But he will be able to get first strike on that orc on his flank. You cannot build fences on a bridge. Alright, just let him go right at it. Yeah, head to head. They're beautiful orcs. ranged attacks can go over walls. So this game exists on the Nintendo Entertainment System. It also exists on the Super Nintendo. It added some flavor things, I believe. I've never played all the way through a version of that because I never owned it. But it's more or less the exact same thing as this. The only difference is that it's for the Super Nintendo. What I would like to see is a remake of this with intelligent computer AI. But it may not be as good as Hubert at fighting, but I'm wearing over 2 to 1. Still gonna have pretty good odds. Sometimes the AI will reposition for better stance when fighting, but sometimes they don't. And if this draws their light knights to come out and flank me, that'd be all the better for me. Now there are rulers out there with 90 or more attack power. They can be quite devastating with pretty much anything they use. I don't believe 5th units, your military power has any bearing on 5th unit strength. You don't get to keep any of the men you capture when you win. So those 92, they're just going to vanish into the void. A first offensive victory. 28 has to go after 30, there's nothing I can do about that. I'll just have to invade them right back. There we go. Now I have some men in both places. Although no 5th unit in 30, but 30 is now free to attack 28. First thing I want to do, though, is change Lord. Currently, Princess Gwen is ruling this place as well from afar, which means anything good that happens, Princess Gwen would get the buffs for it. Like those few events that have happened, the unicorn, the elves. But her stats are greatly lessened when it's somebody else, when she's ruling from afar. Let's go ahead and toss Alex in there. Have fun, Alex. This is your land now. When you take over a new land, the loyalty drops to 0. Neighbors are not terrifying, so let's go ahead and get them a little bit back on your side. You'll need a new 5th unit, and sadly skeletons are better than absolutely nothing. And that's all I needed to know that the dragon's occupied. You are now free to go after 28 yourself. 21 will need to send you some soldiers to help. Take this turn to see what they have. They have gargoyles. That'll make them tricky to go after. Attacking 28 from 30 will give me a landlocked province in 30 just to boost up and give food and gold. Go. Never mind. Need a few more bucks. You have to pay your soldiers to send them into battle. You pay them to conscript them, and you pay them again to fight. Okay, so despite them having more food, at a defensible terrific position. They decided to come after me with the cavalry and the gargoyles. No point in really setting up fences. So I'm going to sit the light infantry here and see what the gargoyles want to do. Alex might be on fire-shattered military walls. Go ahead and send the skeletons to be. And this one's not even setting up fences. Go ahead and turn off animation at this point. We've seen gargoyles. We'll turn it back on when if the skeletons get to fight. I don't leave any rears open, but and out come the rest of them. Ouch. No, wait, you gotta move here. There we go, it'll open the cavalry up to a rear assault. And their cavalry, but the threat here is the gargoyle. There you go. Now what are you gonna do? Can't fly over soldiers. Didn't take the bait, instead he's going for the open flag. Let's watch this round. First, you get punished for walking past me. Skeleton gets a flanking assault on their archer. These are skeletons. They're not great. But these 100 skeletons are better than absolute nothing. These knights have earned their pay. Toe to toe with gargoyles. The horsemen didn't move at all. Interesting. None of them moved. Interesting. think the AI is very confused. Or if they changed their mind, decided to go into trying to starve me out mode. And there's a second victory. Very interesting the way the AI worked that time, but victory nonetheless. Expanded our territories from 2 to 4. Once again, Gwen's alone here, so it's gonna... We have then... Actually... We now have... Hidden sitting around, so I guess he gets to rule that now. How is Alex in war? Not bad. Everyone's a 70 except for Gwen. '29 has clear path 27 now. Oops, that's right. He's gonna do that. Okay. That would have been too beautiful if it landed on 27. And no one's going after these guys. They just keep coming after me, and that's it. Now, the thing about King Ezelred, if we take a look at him, he has a lot of buddies. Terrible war, terrible domestic, but he has the crown with the dragon. Whoever beats him gets that. And it's very difficult to lose with the dragon. It's possible, you saw it done, but it's difficult to do it. Right, change lord. Oh. Dude, what's for hire here? Lancers and spearmen, both really good human mercenaries. And the wyvern. It flies. It's strong. It only attacks next to each other. Costs 60 gold every 3 months. Bit out of our price range at the moment. What a mug. Price is still average. That's right. Now, Aaron of the Blanche family of the top right, the red, they have 2 gems, as does Lyle on the top left. The Lyle family of Ander. Wherever he's hanging out these days. Where's your boss? There he is. He's sitting on 15 with no soldiers at all. Interesting. $21 now is full reign to go punch 20. As well. The more land you get, the more opportunities you get like this. A lot of food. Yeah, so let's take this turn and see what 50 units these guys are sitting on. Just orcs on Alex. Just orcs on Eric. Boros left 21 and 29. Running too low on food too often. Too low on gold too often. Yeah, not enough gold for him. It's a good time where the land with Mandy, see, like, my lands are quite poor. Oh, in which case, you don't really have much options. Can't hire them back. Prices are still low. Let's go for. Let's see if we can make it to September. Now let's see what 20's sitting on. Just a Okay. You have nothing you can do, so this would be where there's one more thing I haven't mentioned. You press B, you can just end your turn, but there's no reason to ever do that. There are things you can do. You can completely out of food and gold. It's completely out of gold, so you can't search, but at least attempt more rudeness. Anyone with terrible charm around here? Yeah, he doesn't want to be there. That was originally a member of the Lyle family in the top left. Kind of crossing my fingers at this point. Almost that the gargoyle is gone. Okay. The pasta. That is a 3/5 unit that shows up randomly. To quote-unquote good rulers. Could not have chosen a better time to come hang out. Take a look at her. Pasta will automatically be activated if we get attacked, but we can also bring it into fight just once and then it goes away. It moves only 2, it attacks only next to each other, it has 160 health, and it follows the same rules as the dragon or the wizard. No food consumption, and it loses health at a set percentage every time it attacks. Also will not require gold from me every turn, every season. Three fires in a row. And it works out, prices are still high. What have you got, Eric? You got quite a bit. Get soldiers this round, and then your sole job is to supply everyone else now. Soldiers, and actually 20% of soldiers need to hire a unit. We didn't get terribly much from that. Welcome back, gargoyles. Welcome back, gargoyles. Alright, now I have enough to overpower Eric. Just have to worry about Skyla. Sitting on a lot. Somebody is keeping 248 now in that locked province. Okay. They have more food. Because our Gorgos eat so much. Because he's a better warrior, he may be coming to meet me on the field instead of turtling. And he also has Skylar, which will greatly inflate his confidence. Skylar will get a chance to fight. I'll turn animations up on when she does. I'll give the archer a chance to hit me. I'll do it this way. Oh. Not? Okay, not ideal. Really need 100 to be able to fully guarantee fences. That's too good to pass up. Now, let's see, make sure the fence goes up here. Oh. Now, because the flag is open, that horseman will most likely take off and try to go after it. Okay, still keeping Skylar jammed up. Not sure where I'll meet him. Alright, wizard fight. Actually, I could just decline to fight. Take a step back. I decline your invitation. Upside to having a flying unit. Do not feel like fighting here. Maneuverability is a big deal. And all the wizards put up a shield around them when attacked. The dragon will just stand there and take it. Most Sith units will just stand there and take it on the nose. Will she fight back? Yes. Okay, we get to see her fight. Good stuff. Now we hit her a couple more times, she would run away on her own. While my gargoyles have to be completely wiped out to lead the fight. Yeah, she'll retreat when she gets low on health. This one will have to stay Gwen's delegated territory. He only has orcs. Well, I hope the dragon is not in play. I think gargoyles. The pastor can hang out here for now. Fairly straightforward map. seen gargoyles and orcs before. Stop him from going for the flag or flanking the light infantry. I'll call him light infantry. And yeah, you should jam them up then, if there's going to be that. Theodore is a very good fighter, so there's nothing that horseman can really do. Just plug the hole. That orc's having a bad day. This can be really good. Okay, and that's it. Well, that looks like a good start to me. Princess Gwen of the Torden family, making her way in the world. Next time the Flax family goes down, as we work our way north. Nice armor. There he is. Sitting in a level with no soldiers. Next time.